Think about what you do every day, because any of you who think you live in a post-racial America are very confused. You know, a lot of us think because we got nice cars, some of us live in nice neighborhoods, some of us got good jobs, that things have changed. But things are very much the same. 50 years ago, Bobby Seale and Huey Newton and the Black Panthers were confronting racial police officers. You think that's changed in Oakland? You think that changed in America? No, it hasn't changed, and it won't change. But black lives have not only got to matter to the police, they got to matter to us too.
Some of our deepest and most, I would say, enthusiastic discussions had to do with the Black Panther Party, because I was out there with Bobby and Elaine and Erica and Huey as a community worker. And Elihu and I, we used to debate and talk about the role and the importance of the Black Panther Party. And it was during that period that I really, first of all, met Shirley Chisholm and registered to vote. But it was also during the early 70s that I met then Chairman Comrade Bobby Seale. It was during that period, and I want to remind us of a couple of things tonight, just in terms of the history of Bobby and the Black Panther Party. First of all, the Black Panther Party, under the leadership of Bobby Seale and Huey Newton, they initiated what now the federal government finally decided to do, and that was the free breakfast programs for children. Took the Panthers to do that. Took them to do that. The Black Panther Party highlighted the issue of police misconduct and police brutality way back then. And Bobby, I just have to say, today we had the Oscar Grant Foundation with at least 12 to 15 mothers of young men who have been killed by the police throughout the country. And it was quite a moving and powerful meeting today, but I had to, and Erica was there, and I had to think about what you all were doing and saying way back then in the day about the role of the police in our community and police misconduct. And so the Panthers, once again, led the way on all of these very, very tough issues that we're still dealing with today. They were the vanguard of the revolution, the vanguard party of the revolution. So Bobby Seale, thank you. We honor you tonight. Come on up, Mr. Chairman, Comrade Bobby Seale. Power to the people, all power to the people. Give Bobby Seale a round of applause.
Anyway, that cop says, is that gun loaded? He would say, if I know it's loaded, it's good enough. Well, I have a right. He would say, no, you have no right. He would cite something, United States Supreme Court, blah, 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 blah. Therefore, you cannot remove my property from me without due process of law. Step back. You cannot touch my weapon. And a tall black brother over there, he say, man, what kind of Negroes is these? That's the way it happened. Right there in West Oakland on 7th Street. You know, and boom, the cop says, well, he says, you can't touch my weapon, step back. You know what I mean? And boom, he said, loaded. And then Huey says, clap, clap. He jacked a round in the chamber. Now, it was not a round in the chamber, that shotgun I'd bought Huey. Why? Because it was a law. While riding in the car, you cannot have a live round in a long gun, such as a shotgun or a rifle, while riding in the car. You could put it in the chamber where it could be shot once you got out of the car. He says, clap, clap. He jacks around in the chamber. And when he jacks around in the chamber, all the other guys with long guns, clap, 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 clap. Well, that shook up everybody. You know, but when they, Dr. King, what happened, it caused... yeah, riots was all over the country. I didn't believe in riots at all. I believed in organizing people. That's what I believed in. Because even prior to the Black Panther Party, in the Watts riots, which was in 1965, we didn't start the Black Panther Party until October 1966. All right? So Then, I remember that watch ride. We up here in Oakland, and that was in Los Angeles and all that stuff. What? 65 killed, 200 some odd wounded, and 5,000 arrested. And this is before the party started, and I'm working in my head, how can I organize 5,000 people rather than 5,000 people just getting in the grassroots community so we can get some more political power seats. You see, and these guys with political power seats, I said, yeah, man. They got counties all over the South, man, where the majority of black folks are in those counties. In each county, a sheriff is elected. I says, now if we got the right to vote, we get the people registered to vote. I says, what? We can elect some really heavy, progressive black sheriff, and if the Ku Klux Klan get to acting up, that sheriff can deputize 100 brothers and sisters and people and go over there and kick that Ku Klux Klan's butt and stop them from doing that. I said, that's political power, man. We want some power seats. Oh, okay, man. I said, understand. So the city council seats, that they make the laws, man. They make the rules, etc. The city charter. I said, don't you understand? This is what this is about. The Koch brothers. Hey, they sent out 3 years ago, first 5 years ago, I spoke at Seminole University, packed house, and I arrived a day earlier. The professor showed me on the internet that the Tea Party said they're coming out against you. I'm looking at it and says, I'm an old, dirty, rotten socialist, Bobby, and we are proud of everything the FBI did to the Black Panthers. And we're going to protest Bobby Seale coming here to Seminole University here in Florida, et cetera, blah, 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 blah. So the next day, they have 600 seats. They have to get 400 more seats. The place packs. 60 of these Tea Party guys walk in with their green hats and their green sweaters, what have you, et cetera, and their little placards, blah, 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 in the back. They introduced me. Well, some people must have known the history because half the people jumped up and applauded when I was introduced. And then I blew for a whole hour. I talked about them dudes so bad. Them, the Koch brothers, Koch brothers sent out, after that, the Koch brothers sent out to over 1,200 universities syllabus for teaching. They wanted their economic courses taught in these universities. And they sent these to some black universities, too. And they had grants with them, big-time grants for departments and universities. The Koch brothers financed the Tea Party student-type organizations on the campuses. They did, all across America.
All right, so tell me, Jonathan, after hearing Bobby Seale speak, what was something that you took away, something that inspired you, something that got you riled up to be involved in civil engagement and social justice?
Thinking about the highest level. So really hearing him talk is really not about being out in the streets and marching so much, but really about how to actually change from the top down instead of the bottom up. And that's something that is not really emphasized much. I never heard him speak before, but the same, why he actually started the Black Panther Party was really to get people out, organize people, and really change the system through legal processes, being compliant with the law, and working with those efforts. And it was just very interesting to hear that, and it's something that we still need to do.
And tell me, what did you think about the turnout tonight? There was a lot of young, old, multicultural audience. Tell me a little bit about that, because obviously a lot of things that the Black Panther stood for, and even young activists in this day and age, is bridging the gaps between the different age groups and races and cultures. So what do you feel about seeing this turnout tonight and how that is resonating with different generations?
Turnout was great. I think that this venue was awesome. I think it's a great resource to have this series. I think that it would have been great if we had it at a larger venue so even more people could have been here and seen that.
I'm here with Stephen Levinson. We just finished listening to Bobby Seale speak, and just tell me a little bit about what you took away from this experience, and if you've ever heard Bobby Seale speak before.
I actually met Bobby Seale in the early 70s. My parents worked very closely with the Black Panther Party, so Bobby was actually kind of a regular part of my childhood. So my family's been very involved with that for a long time, and I think the long time is the critical takeaway. I mean, the things he was doing back then, he was doing, so many of the rank and file members were doing, is still critical work that needs to be done today. And I think the takeaway is that this isn't a history speech, this is a lesson to what we need to do to the future.
And so speaking of the future, there were a lot of younger generations in the audience today, and as you spoke to your familiarity with Bobby Seale and the Black Panthers, what do you think about these type of events bridging the gaps between the various generations?
Oh, I think these events are critical. I think there's a real lack of historical understanding among a lot of young people, not just about the black people in this country, but a lot of black students don't know enough about Africa, and there's a lot of historical misunderstanding and lack of appreciation. And I think it's really critical that people understand the history, that know what struggles have taken place in the past, what theories were developed in the past, what policies were developed in the past, so they can reuse the ones that worked, correct on the ones that didn't work, and really create theories, policies, and procedures that would be more effective in the future. In order to do that, you have to understand what worked historically.